Well, it's a shelf shaped like a Twitter bird. Like the old Twitter logo.
I think you mean X, actually.
No, I'm not talking about X. I'm talking specifically about Twitter.
What's Twitter? I only know X.
I'm gonna tweet you. And
You're gonna tweet what?
you.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Uh-huh. Going on the Wayback
Footprint.
Machine and sending RJ. But yeah, I'll turn my chair sometimes and then change position, and it'll like rock the back of the chair up into the bottom of the shelf on my wall. Just push it up off of the screw it's on. So I gotta be careful I don't knock it off the wall.
I do that sometimes, but if I rotate my chair too much, it'll smack my desk and shake it, and some of the little bits and bobs I've got on the shelf will fly off.
Yeah. I do that sometimes with my desk, but like, because I'm on the second floor, I can shake the whole floor under my desk by changing position, so everything just rattles. I've knocked my monitor off its little perch on accident before.
Can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this.
Hi, Riley.
Hi. Sup?
Sa.
How you doing? I'm sorry, I got distracted.
Uh-huh.
It's okay. I didn't even check to make sure that we were ready. I just instinctively hit record, so we've been recording for a minute.
Oh, yeah, that's why I was
Yeah, I
telling the
see.
whole story about the shelf.
That's so funny. I was so distracted.
I thought you were looking for where our brunch location is this week.
That would have been
Yeah.
the smart way to spend my time.
Unfortunately, we are the brunch of idiots, not the brunch of intelligent people.
We're missing an idiot this week, too, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're down an idiot.
We went on vacation and left us. Does that mean we are smarter or stupider?
Viewers decide.
You know, that's a scary thing to do.
I mean, we only got like 4 people who consistently listen to us, so it's fine. We love you guys, by the way. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Yep, thank you for making us not stupid.
I mean, what?
Talking into the void.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, I'm not sure that
We are not
blaming our
insane.
lack
We
of
might
brain
be
cells on our
stupid.
audience is a good PR move.
We may be stupid, but we are not insane.
So where's brunch today?
I'm looking.
Okay.
Should we put it in the vacation spot for the memes?
Yeah, let's just dox Aiden while he's out in the country.
Well, he won't be there by the time this gets posted.
Actually, that's true.
Okay. Today we are wishing happy brunch to Ulaanbaatar,
Didn't we already do Ulaanbaatar?
the capital of Mongolia.
Pretty sure we did.
Are you? Never
I
okay.
mind.
would not
Well,
be the
Sorry,
one to ask.
Ulaanbaatar.
That's
We-
between the two.
We can
of
just
y'all.
do a double dose of brunch like we did for Rome, maybe? Question mark.
Did we do Rome twice? I think we've done 2 separate Italies.
There's only one Italy.
No, we've done 2 different places in Italy.
Yeah, but that's not the same.
Okay. Never mind. Happy brunch, Hanoi,
Hanoi?
Yes.
Hanoi?
Huh,
the capital
okay.
of Vietnam.
Ah,
Well, happy brunch,
Well,
Hanoi.
happy brunch, Hanoi.
I don't know. Oh, wait, no. Don't do that, Riley. Okay, we're fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Everything's
Riley
fine.
just shuts
Today,
down her whole computer.
friends, we are going to be telling stories about Aiden because he's not here. So I get
Yeah.
to talk about him.
We get to talk mad
Yep.
Mad Squad.
So, I'm going to start with the story of his birth. Really shortly after his birth, because I was not relevant during the time of his birth, and I'm the eldest, so the stories will be about me and Aiden, right? When he was born, I had been the only child for 14 months. And I, being a 14-month-old, did not realize that when baby was here, I was no longer baby. And I did not realize this until the first time I was taken to visit new baby. I do not remember any of this. I was 14 months old. However, my mother vividly remembers this. What had happened was, I saw the baby in my mom's arms and was immediately like, no, don't hold him, hold me. You know, brand new, fresh, squishy baby. And I'm like, nah, I want mom. So, my mom, seeing me on the verge of a freak out, passes my brother to my grandma. My grandma picks up the baby. It's like, oh, look, fresh, squishy Aiden, brand new, pink and all, right? And I saw that, and I was like, abso-freaking-lutely not. And so I got out of my mom's lap and ran over to my grandma and was like, hey, pick me up. I want some of that. And so my grandma passed Aiden right back on over to my mom. And I was like, abso-freaking-lutely not. So I got up from my grandma and I started trying in all my 14-month-old might, trying to push Aiden out of my mom's arms and onto the ground.
Lord.
So, my first interaction with Aiden was me realizing that I was no longer baby and trying to kill him.
Yep, that checks out.
Goodness.
So, then, when we were older, Aiden was not hitting the same milestones at the same... not to brag or anything, but Aiden wasn't hitting the same milestones I was around the same time I was, right? And my mom was like, this doesn't seem very normal. He's not walking. He's not even crawling. He's barely rolling around. This isn't good. He was like 9 months old, right? I was speaking full sentences at 9 months old. Again, not to brag.
I think you were just far ahead. Because I feel like speaking is a little later than that typically. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's a spectrum. And any of it can be healthy. It depends on the kid. But my mom didn't know that. My mom just knew me, right? And I was running around by the time I was 8 months old. So I was like, ain't nothing gonna break my stride. And Aiden was like, nah, I'm just gonna lay here for a little bit. So my mom went to the doctor and was like, this one is defective, help. And so the doctor took him back in all of his, I think he was coming up on a year old at this point. And he was still, head kind of flopping because he doesn't really care to control his head, that kind of thing. Took him back, did like an hour's worth of testing on him. And came back to my mom and was like, all right, I have a diagnosis for your child. He tested him for autism and all sorts of stuff. And my mom was like, really? What is it? What's wrong with him? And the doctor, kid you not, flipped the chart around. And his official diagnosis is lazy. He just didn't care.
Oh,
Period.
no.
There is literally nothing wrong with your child. He just does not care.
That is beautiful, though. That is
So,
truly something.
anytime one of our family members from that point on said, is something wrong with, is Aiden okay? My mom would be like, yep, took him to the doctor. He's just lazy.
Lord.
Well, at least he got diagnosed.
Yeah,
No.
it's true. It's very true. The next thing that happened, he started speaking English around 2.5 years old, right? Like, actually speaking. He didn't really care too incredibly much. Just a few words here and there. But about 2 weeks into that, maybe closer to a month, he decided English wasn't the vibe. So he made up his own language and spoke his own language for years. And nobody could understand what he was saying. At all. In a fit of desperation one time, they brought Aiden to me and had him try to speak to me. And my dad asked me, do you know what he's saying, Riley? And I looked up at him and I was like, I don't know, Daddy. So then my parents hosted like group dinners for the international students in College Station at A&M for a while.
Uh-huh.
And it was a bunch of different, that we had Russian students, we had, South Korean students, Japanese students, all kinds, right?
All the students.
All the students from all the nationalities. So they would bring Aiden out and be like, hey, do you understand what he's saying? To literally anybody who spoke another language. Because the thing about the way Aiden was speaking was, it was consistent. There were obvious words and there was a grammar. But nobody could figure out what language he was speaking. And I remember it vividly. It sounded like an actual language. It was different than baby babble. And so, finally when he was like 3, almost 4, he decided he was done with that and spoke like normal English. But he decided enunciation was too hard. So he wouldn't really fully stop when he needed to. Like, he would say, can I have some water? Instead of, can I have some water? And that drove my mother insane. Like, insane. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine trying to communicate with a toddler and they just effectively give up on communicating at any given point in time. Like, okay, well, so we're done now.
Well, what I want to know too, right, is so he'd created his own language. I wonder if that is just the accent of the language that he created.
It could have been. You're so correct. Now that I'm thinking about it, that would make so much sense.
He came up with not only a language, but also an accent and a dialect.
Yes. Oh, yes. And it was bizarre. So, my mother decided, in order to break him of this, because she decided, and I think there's some validity to it, that the reason he spoke like that was because he was too lazy to actually enunciate properly. Because again, medical diagnosis of lazy.
Medical diagnosis of lazy.
It's that, yeah.
She decided that she was just going to pretend she didn't understand what he was saying until he said it correctly.
Yep.
So, for a good year, right? He would say, "I can't have the water," and Mom would be like going about her day, and I don't know what you're saying. Sorry. And then he would go, "Can I have some ice cold water?" And that is how he spoke for the next several years, like well into middle school. He enunciated everything aggressively. Actually, well into high school, he like everything was more than properly enunciated, to the point where in his freshman year of high school, his public speaking teacher at Taffa told him, "You do so well, except with the way you enunciate, you sound like a Baptist preacher, a Southern Baptist preacher." Because he would talk like this all the time. So that's Adin in speaking. He's so much better than he used to be. He really sounds like a normal human being, and it's good to see it, you know. He doesn't get made fun of for the way he speaks. But I think he's had a pretty wild relationship with speech as a whole.
It sounds like he really has evolved throughout the years,
He
from
has.
one thing to the next.
Yes. And they're all related except for the making up his own language part. We still haven't figured that one out.
That's so funny. That is
Okay, I've been
so
talking about
funny.
Adin for a while. Does anybody else have anything? I could still talk about him, but
I forget which year. One of the years we went to youth camp together, we had this thing where it was like me, him, and like a couple of the other guys would like race each other to the doors to hold the doors
yes.
open for like the entire rest of the youth group. And then so we leave the like like the mess hall for example, and one of us would sprint the entire way back to the like main building to get the other door. So we'd have one of us at the main building, one of us at the doors we
mess
were
hall.
leaving. Yeah, the mess hall.
Yeah.
Just
He was
holding
very
the
proud
doors
of
open for
that.
everybody. Yeah, he was. He was very proud of that.
Yeah. You wouldn't think he had the medical diagnosis of lazy with some of the things that he insists upon doing.
Adin runs on Adin's schedule. Is
And that's what this diagnosis ended up being later on in life too. Is essentially that.
Yeah,
Which I
Aiden's
can
always just
respect
kind of
that.
been his own person. Aiden is very just Aiden,
Yep.
which is great.
Mm-hmm.
We love it
It
when
makes
Aiden's
him
Aiden.
very unique to know.
Yes.
Is that Winnie?
Yeah.
No, it's Boris.
Oh, Boris.
I just heard scratching, like the collar rattling. I
collar.
was like, there's a dog.
It's Boris. It's Bobo.
I don't have a lot of Aiden stories that haven't already been shared.
I think one of my favorite Aiden stories has already been shared on podcast, and that's how the two of us met
Yes.
and became friends. Was that last week's episode or like 2 weeks ago that I told that
I
story?
think it was 2 weeks ago.
It was 2 weeks ago. That was
I think so.
yeah. That was a fun one.
That's fair. I met Riley and Aiden back when I think it was their mom that was teaching a acrylics course.
Yes. At
Like acrylic painting?
At 4-H.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think y'all were still pretty new there, and it was one of those things where we were doing the class, and your mom was like, yeah, here are my kids, and introduced us, and then immediately like kicked y'all out, and you were just not allowed to associate with the class at
Yep.
all.
Yep.
And I was just kind of like, okay, bye. And obviously we ended up hanging out more with other projects and stuff like that. Just not with the painting course. And then we ended up doing the Leaders for Life. And by we, I mean Riley, because Aiden was still too young to join.
By a year.
Yeah. He was really upset about that. I'm sure he's talked about it. I think he has. But
Yeah.
there was also one time that we went to go rebuild houses. We were building houses for Habitats for Humanity. And two of us, I think it was me and Aiden,
Yep.
were too young to be there technically. So the four, Riley, Aiden, me, and my sister were all there. And we had a little conspiracy that if anyone were to ask our age, this was the number that we were supposed to give. And it all felt very secret, you know.
Yes.
And in reality, no one there cared.
They didn't care.
They
didn't
didn't
give
care.
2 flying flips.
They didn't care at all.
my
In fact,
goodness.
we had so little attention paid to us the entire time. We pretty much just kind of hung around. I do remember the one thing we did that felt helpful was pulling out nails from where they weren't supposed to be.
Yep.
So we went around pulling nails, and that was about it.
We hung like a couple pieces of framing in the front.
Yeah. I can't remember too much from there. I just remember the nails mostly.
Yeah. Well, and it was funny because it was just you and Aiden who were told to go and do the nails, I thought. Because I don't remember. I mean, oops.
Was it?
I don't remember us doing that.
That's fair. Yep. And then, I feel like I've talked about Aiden's hats before, specifically with the dances.
He would always have something interesting.
Because I know we've talked about the dances before. It was a big part of my high school life. But Aiden, whenever him and Riley would go to these dances with us, he would always go out of his way to wear a different hat every time. And the one that I remember the most was a purple squid hat.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he wore it all night. And he was so sweaty by the end of the night because of A, this hat, but also because he was just going ham on the dance floor. But it was just that's the only thing I remember from that night was the squid hat and him being sweaty.
That's a wild way to remember that night.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't there a birthday party that we had attended earlier that day? And then we had like taken a break and then gone home, got ready for the dance, and then gone to the dance.
I think so. Yeah.
I think that was the same day. And I don't remember whose birthday party it was, but I'm pretty sure Jay was there.
At the birthday party?
I'm 90% sure.
I don't
Well, then it was
remember
probably one of my birthday parties.
having met you before the one birthday party that one of my birthday parties that I invited you to.
You met him at one of my birthday parties. Briefly.
I was
Y'all
not a
didn't
super
really...
social person back then.
Yeah, RJ didn't like people, understandably so.
Okay, well, you can't use that in the past tense. I still don't like people. I'm just better at disguising it now.
That is true. RJ was a
My
teenager
goodness.
who didn't like people back then. Who was going through emo times. So RJ didn't really interact with a lot of people. I was really kind of like, oh, I don't know if I should have invited RJ. He doesn't seem like he's having a lot of fun. I'm afraid that that he would have had more fun if he weren't here.
Yeah.
But of course, I would never say that to somebody ever. So I was just happy that people came. But yeah, you met him. You also met my little cousin that I nannied there.
I've met him a number of times. I
You
remember
have.
having met him on a handful of different occasions. RJ, I do not have any memory of. Now, that depends on how young I was, too, because there's a good
You were like 13.
Yeah,
maybe?
I don't remember much
So-
from back then. A lot happened around that age.
Yeah.
And so here's the thing. I don't either. I have very, very selective recollection of anything prior to graduation. And that's why it's hard to remember so many like specific stories with Aiden, because I have a lot of them. I just can't remember specifics. Like, there was one camp out that I did with my Boy Scout troop. I think that was like one of the last things I did with that specific troop too. But I took Aiden along with me because we went to go and do an overnight camp out on the battleship USS Texas.
Yeah.
Which also, okay, I'm detecting a trend here, and I'm a little scared. But on this trip, it was in the middle of summer, and the inside of the battleship is not air conditioned, and it gets very hot, and Aiden was very sweaty.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun though, but I can't remember specifics. Other than he was sweaty.
Aiden did make a point to tell us when he got back. Man, I had so much fun, but it was so hot in there.
Yeah, it's sweltering under there.
Yeah.
They set up like those big, like really tall, like swamp coolers, the big old fans in there. And they've been working on it for years, obviously, but they've been, I believe, trying to get air conditioning going through some of it because it's just unbearable. But so much of it was just constantly closed for renovation. Like they had entire decks like closed off for renovations.
Yikes.
But it was a lot of fun.
I've never been on
We
that
had
ship.
fun.
I'll have to.
Neither have I.
Mm.
That would
Well,
be
if
a
you ever
fun
get the chance.
family trip. At
Yeah.
some point. Just do a redo.
That would be
Can
fun.
go kidnap
get Aiden
Daniel.
some- Yeah.
Yee.
That would be funny.
See if Matt wants to come along.
Yes. Yes.
We just
We
leave
just-
Aiden.
Aiden can't come. We'd have to figure out how to get Dawson here too.
Imagine
would wanna
we
come.
leave Aiden, we all leave, and then Aiden has to do an episode by himself. It's just
Oh,
talking
poor
the whole time by himself
About us.
about us. Yeah.
These
Oh.
traitors running around going on vacation without me.
That's so funny.
Oh man.
Have we told the Wii barrel roller story on the podcast?
Oh my goodness. I think so, but I
That was
don't.
a while ago.
I think it's worth repeating.
So, Aiden, Riley, myself, and a friend of ours. Was our friend playing this one with us too? I think.
No.
No, it was just the three of us.
Three.
It was just the three of us. And we were playing a game called Human Fall Flat. Which, if you don't know anything about this game, it's like a weird, like work together parkour. Like if anybody of y'all are familiar with Gang Beasts, it's like that, but like cooperative instead
Yes.
of PvP. It's a really funky game, and so we're trying to do this puzzle where we gotta slide some barrels down a ramp and over onto like the other side of like a chasm so that we can get up the side of a cliff and into a castle. And Aiden and I are over there trying to send some barrels over to Riley. And we're over there and we cannot, for the life of us, get the barrels to like jump the chasm gap, like at all. And so Aiden and I, for those of you that have not figured it out from the podcast yet, tend to think on a very similar wavelength sometimes, to the point where it's also almost a little bit scary in some instances. And so the two of us were just standing there like, we barrel rollers, and creating like an entire like background for
Rolling
like a
barrels for
family
50 years.
that have been rolling barrels. And it's like this whole thing. Riley, on the other hand, is over there losing her everything, really, honestly.
Losing my mind, losing my losing my religion.
Losing my religion.
Riley thinks Aiden and I are doing this on purpose.
I think they're being idiots on purpose. So much.
Aiden and I sometimes are not the brightest and could not figure out for the life of us how to get these barrels to go across, but we are having the time of our lives.
And I'm just getting quieter and quieter and quieter because I'm angry at that point.
And we're over here like, we barrel rollers.
So, what happened after that was Aiden realizes that I am pissed. Like, beyond pissed. And he's like, I'm sorry, Riley. We're trying. And I'm like, oh, are you? Are you trying? So I jump across the chasm, roll a barrel to myself, grab it, and start making my way up this tower myself, right? Meanwhile, Aiden, who loves just Bethesda scaling over everything, right? Climbs up the backside of the tower the wrong way, goes just the wrong way, and makes it into the tower at the same time I do, doing it the correct way. And I just about throttle the man. I am so done. We have not played Human Fall Flat since then. It has been almost a decade.
I think we have, but I think you've not joined us.
Yes. Okay, I have not played Human Fall Flat since then.
Let me see. I've only played this game with Aiden. Let me go find my Steam profile. Human Fall Flat. Last played May 14th, 2021.
Okay. So it has not been a decade. Well, when was the last time I played? Maybe I hyperbolated that.
I don't know.
I would not be shocked if I hyperbolated. Come on, Steam. Open up. But yeah, Aiden, then told me after all of that he delayed his entry because he knew if he got there first, I would be even more mad.
Meanwhile...
Which...
No, go ahead, sorry.
No, it's just one of those things where it's like, all right. Okay, then. Sure.
And I think at this point in time, I'm still like, what, 11 or 12, maybe, when we first started playing. Like, I was still really young when we picked this game up.
We were still very young.
And
yeah.
so I'm completely oblivious. Completely.
This is a recurring theme, Jay.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh no, I played in 2022 once.
You've played more recently than I have.
Yeah. I think I played it by myself.
I could see that.
Yeah. It's shocking how much they still update that game. Anyway, so Aiden is a very interesting creature. He has actually been rejected 2 times from girls that he asked out or wanted to ask out. Because, and I kid you not, I'm quoting them directly, Adin is too nice, and we would kill him.
I guess I could understand that, but that also doesn't make sense to me.
I think that they were very strong-willed women. And as a strong-willed woman, I get that. I think they were afraid that because of their personality, they would not give Adin the space to be able to have an opinion himself. I also think that they were just letting Adin down. But no, they legitimately said he was too nice, which I thought was wild. It's like, when do you get that?
That doesn't. That feels like a good problem to have.
You would think, but one of them, like, legitimately was like, no, we would get in, I would not be kind enough to Adin. I would hurt him. And I was like,
Well,
okay,
dang.
well, that sounds like you need therapy, friend. But okay.
Lord.
Sounds like you need professional help.
It was one of those things where it's like, okay, all right.
That does not sound like something that reflects on Adin.
No, does not. Neither of them did. But
Reflect on Adin, or
reflect on Adin.
Oh.
But that's the funny thing, right? So Adin came to me and he was like, I have, like, I can't tell people that I've been rejected for being too nice without people thinking that I am being a nice guy TM.
Oh.
But that's legitimately been the reason 2 people have completely rejected me. And I don't know what to do about that.
That is a very interesting problem to have.
I hadn't thought about it that way, but I could see that being a problem for sure.
I mean, I have the same problem with, I'm not like the other girls. So, I get it.
But the thing is like, knowing Adin, like, I feel like anyone who knows Adin would also know that that's a non-issue.
Yes. I agree with that.
Like, Aiden's vibe, just in general, even if you don't know him, does not give off, and I'm doing finger quotes here, nice guy energy. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes. No, you are correct. You are very correct. But it's the people who don't know. It's like his coworkers, right? Because his coworkers are, a decent set of folk, I think, but they are really weird about Adin and his love life. I think because they're good bros and want Adin to be happy, right?
Yeah.
But, like, if Adin said, no, guys, really, I have a hard time with the kind of woman that I like.
Lord.
So, yeah. It's just kind of one of those things. Poor Adin.
Poor Adin.
Well, I mean, not poor Adin anymore, because, he got himself a girlfriend. Hi, girlfriend.
Hello.
I don't know if she listened, but...
What way to find out.
I'm pretty sure Adin said that she listens to podcasts, but...
Oh, I had another one. I can't remember what it was.
I had a bit that I was going to do this
Hmm.
episode, and I completely forgot to set up for it, which is sad because I had extra time to do it too. I completely forgot. You know that song is like, in the arms of an angel.
Oh, yes.
When we were talking about Aiden not being here for the podcast, I was going to have that and then be like, for $60 a month, you can save an Aiden. But I forgot to get the music, so
What would you do
It's
if
not
there was an
happening.
Aiden right in front of you?
what would you do if there was an Aiden right in front of you?
Starving, alone, sad, pathetic.
But that, Jesus Christ.
Love you,
Give
brother.
this barrel roller a second chance.
You know, when I said that,
Not
when I
the
said we were going to
barrel.
talk shit about Aiden, I was joking.
Aiden's not actually pathetic most of the time. He's only pathetic half.
God.
That just got so much worse.
He's only pathetic 1/18 of the time. There we
Uh-huh.
go.
The funniest part about that was you tried to find a rational number to describe it with. He's only pathetic.
People are gonna clip this out of context. Aiden is
Nobody is
pathetic.
going to clip this, Jay. What do you think we
I'll
are?
clip it. I'll make it.
Jay is the somebody.
Somebody's going to clip it. Jay goes and clips it 25 different times, makes all alt accounts, and posts it all over the internet.
Lord.
The brunch propaganda? Question mark?
Oh.
Have we got any true fans out there?
Propaganda brunch. Brunchaganda.
Fan. We are not going to be doing a true Scotsman fallacy in this household. Thank you.
Scotland forever.
Lord. Oh. What's another funky Aiden story?
I have a story that I don't think I've told anybody here. Aiden might not even
Ooh.
remember this.
Well, this will be a fun surprise for him if he doesn't.
Yeah, it's not anything crazy. It was while we were at youth camp, Aiden was the one that like sort of taught me how to be confident in singing. Cause like I would sing at church, right? When I went to church with my parents when I was younger, and stuff like that. But like, I was always like really insecure about it because I'm like, man, I don't know what my voice is, like where my voice goes in all of this. And he's like, just do it. Pretty much is what it boiled down to.
Just do it.
Because we were walking out in like the woods part at like the back of camp. Like back by where the girls' cabins were one year, but they weren't there that year specifically.
Yeah.
We were out walking around back there having this whole conversation about it. And that was more or less what has given me the confidence to, well, I guess these days do the meme songs in the server. Can trace it back to that.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Our lives are richer for it.
So, good on you, Aiden. When you
Good on you.
watch this in your own time because you weren't here, you'll have that fun story to look forward to.
Yes. Yes. Aiden is my therapist. He helps me communicate with people when I have a hard time with it, funny enough. And he does a really good job of helping me not over intellectualize all of my problems. Because when people ask me, how do you feel about that? My first response is, I don't. Why do I have to feel about anything? What? And Aiden goes, no, Riley. That's not what I'm asking. And he'll break down whatever problem I'm having. And then I go, oh, okay. I get it. Well, I guess I'm upset because of XYZ. Good, Riley. Let's figure out how we can help with that.
Pulls out the reading glasses and gets the couch ready.
He does.
Clicks pen.
Typically it's over hot wings, not gonna lie. We'll go in and have chicken wings and he'll be like, all right, Riley. So I hear that you're having a hard time with Mom this week.
That is one thing that I really appreciate about Aiden, is anytime there's a problem, he's always the first one to A, step in and offer to do something to help, but B, it's almost always, I can bring pizza.
Yes.
I love that about him. That's not even a slight. It genuinely makes me so happy that every time I'm like, hey, I got this thing going on. I really want to talk about it. He's like, do you need me to bring you pizza? I'm like, no, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Oh, Aiden's way of fixing things is typically food and a good talk.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I feel bad for him because one time I had a conversation with him on like a late night drive back to my house. He was taking me home from something, and it was like a really serious conversation. I'm not gonna say the details because it's my details.
Yeah.
You can't have those. But
Want to bet?
No, you already have them.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah. And
those details.
Yeah. And so I was talking to him about this, and then like I didn't have a serious conversation with him about like anything for like months afterwards. And I think he told me later, it's like, yeah, I thought I like messed up in talking to you about it. I'm like, no, you're fine. There was nothing else serious to talk about. You had the information. That you had it. I didn't have anything else to say.
That's always the worst feeling too, is when you like open up to someone and then like things seemingly get really awkward, and then it just turns out you were overthinking it.
Well, like, it was one of those things I thought he should know, but then had nothing else related to it, or like anything else like important to talk about for like a long time. And he's like, yeah, I thought I like messed up while talking to you. I'm like, no, you were fine. You did everything correct. I just had nothing else to say. That was it. That was the conversation.
That is Aiden's way of overthinking too. Is, when people will go to, hold on just a second. Sorry, Boris was chewing on himself. So when people confide in him a couple of times and then they stop, he's like, oh no, I done it. I done goofed. They hate me now. I probably said something. They don't like me anymore, but I was just being me. And yeah, that is one of an Aidenism right there. Just the way he be. Just the way he be.
That's how he's wired.
All right. Last story. Aiden doesn't ever buy himself anything new. Ever. And it's things that he needs, right? Like, he'll keep the same phone for 5 years plus, right? It won't get calls regularly anymore. It has a shattered screen. It barely texts. It's slower than molasses on a cold winter day. But he doesn't care. It works. So he's just going to keep using it, right? That's the kind of person. He walks the soles off of his shoes and then insists that the soles are still there. Right? Yeah. He has a pair of Birkenstocks he's been wearing for almost 10 years, and they are worn to literal shreds in the front. But he loves those Birkenstocks, so he's never going to get rid of them, right?
Like Toph's shoes in the Fire Kingdom.
Yes. Basically.
Oh. Sorry, I had
So-
to remember what that looked like.
So, I took him before his great vacation, right, to go and get shoes. And for some reason, he thought that we were gonna do it like on a Tuesday after work, when I have been getting the late shift for the last, like, I don't know, several weeks. And he doesn't like being surprised with things that he doesn't want to do. So, he was full getting ready to go shopping on a Tuesday, and I was like, absolutely not. We're going Saturday because I have Saturday off, and we're gonna spend a day going and getting clothes and shoes for you because you need better travel attire. And it took him a couple of days, but he got his mind wrapped around that. And we went to the Skechers store because for some reason I was like, you know what, this kid needs is some Skechers. Right?
He needs some Skechers.
Oh,
He did. He needs some Skechers. So I take him to the Skechers store, and he's skeptical. But I'm like, no. Wait, see. It'll be good. I promise. I'm talking out my butt because I legitimately do not know if it's actually going to be good or not, but I just had a feeling, right?
Uh-huh.
And we go in, and great success, right?
Great success.
Great success.
But the best success was we found what I like to call sock shoes. You know those shoes that are basically just like stretchy socks attached to the soles of the shoes?
Yes.
We found some sock shoes that have, like, they're knit, so they're incredibly breathable. And Aiden stuck his feet in them, and he was like, oh, I feel the breeze on my feet, and zoomed around the store in these shoes because he was so happy that he could feel the air on his toes in a closed-toed shoe.
That's
he didn't
beautiful.
know that could happen. So he was thrilled. Oh, it was so funny. And then we found some tennis shoes that were lace-up tennis shoes that do about the same thing. So that's what he's wearing on vacation. It's
Nice.
very exciting about that because he let me make him try on shoes, which does not happen very often.
That's
My
fair.
goodness. That's beautiful. I don't see that style of shoe much anymore.
Yeah, I found some at the thrift store today.
I would not trust those.
I'm gonna wash them.
I got some shoddy version
Well,
from
the-
cheap version from Walmart.
It's a consignment store, not a thrift store. And it's mostly dead people's shoes.
Oh.
Did
That's
they
just a
die in the
retirement
shoes? Like, that
community.
doesn't sound sanitary either.
No, it's a retirement community, so they're hardly worn kind of shoes.
Ah,
Like
The
last
best
pair of
place to
shoes
go
they
and
bought
get,
before death.
like, fancy clothes is consignment stores in a retirement community.
yeah?
Because you get really nice items for pretty cheap. Because it's typically a bunch of old wealthy people.
Okay.
Look, you gotta know where to find the good stuff,
We'll have
guys.
to go shopping sometime. I could use some new old attire.
Yes.
Let's go hit it up, end up coming out of there like Macklemore in the music video of Thrift Shop.
That's exactly how I ended up coming out today. Because I got a like,
I'll
designer
wear your
bag.
granddad's clothes.
I look incredible.
I got a really fancy pair of shoes and a designer bag for less than $40. So I'm happy.
As long as we don't get blasted, roasted, toasted, or eaten, I'm happy.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Anyway, thank you, Hanoi, for watching. Happy brunch. We don't have words because that's Aiden's job.
Yeah, I guess just leave a comment with your favorite word or phrase that you found, and we'll use those as today's words.
Yeah, my favorite one was medically diagnosed lazy.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think mine is old people's clothes.
My favorite is we barrel rollers, but I'm biased.
But hey, there's no shame in that game. Perfectly acceptable.
None. All right. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
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 Anybody